Hello, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Introduction to CREODIAS webinar. I'm pleased to be here today and to tell you a bit about CREODIAS cloud-based platform, which is a repository of Earth observation data access and processing. My name is Klaudia Bielińska, and at CloudFerro, I'm an Earth observation manager. So I'm responsible for all of our Earth observation products. I'm responsible to deliver high-quality products for you and to make CREODIAS platform available and useful for everyone. So today, during our webinar, I would like to give you a short introduction to CREODIAS, how actually you can use this platform, what data are available on CREODIAS platform. We will have a kind of introduction, and then we will also move to practice. So I will show you the user tools of CREODIAS platform, and also I will show you how to set up virtual machines on CREODIAS platforms. So our today's agenda, we will cover, as I just said, 4 points. So introduction to CREODIAS, how it's structured and how it basically works, what data collections are available. Then we will move to CREODIAS tools, which are EO Browser and EO Finder, and then how to set up virtual machines on CREODIAS platform. And at the end, we will have a couple of minutes for Q&A session. So if only you have any question, please, you can write them in our chat. But also at the end of the session, we will have a couple of minutes so you can just address the questions, and I will try to answer all of your questions. If not today, then we can just communicate via email, and then you can also send your questions to me after our webinar. So hopefully this 1 hour will be really beneficial for you. And if you are not already user of CREODIAS platform, I hope that after this webinar you will start using our platform. So let's start. So I would like to start from very beginning. So from Copernicus program, which actually, thanks to this Copernicus program, CREODIAS platform works. So probably you know that Copernicus program is a European Union's Earth observation program. So thanks to this program and thanks to the Sentinel missions, all of us are getting completely free and full access to all of the satellite datasets and also to some in-situ datasets. So different measurements which are actually done, let's say, in the field. So when we think about the satellite data collections, first of all, we have in mind Sentinel satellite mission, but also within the Copernicus program, you have access to Landsat satellite datasets and also some additional datasets such as numerical digital elevations model, different numerical models, and other datasets. So Copernicus program gives us a free and open data access. Every day there are lots of data coming from the satellites, which are around 12 terabytes datasets per day. So this is really an enormous number. And in 2018, so actually 4 years ago, European Commission, European Space Agency came up with the great idea to build cloud-based platform, which will be the environment for data storing, data access, data processing, and which will be useful by everyone. So users coming all over the world who are using satellite data for their own use, for the projects they conduct in different areas. So thanks to this idea, CREODIAS was created, and it's in operational use since that time. So CREODIAS is a cloud-based platform. In general, it's data and information access services. As you will see, it gives us access to data and also to the processing in the cloud. As we are here now, probably you are using satellite data in your everyday work. So you know that, for example, for different areas, for different projects, we need to gather lots of data. And satellite data, especially I would say that radar data, the weight is really big. Those are big data sets. So for our projects, lots of data has to be processed. So we are gathering the data sets from different sources, not from only one satellite, but from different. And also we combine in situ data sets. Gathering the data and going through from one source to different source is really time consuming. Downloading the data is really time consuming, and also processing the data is really time consuming. So when we thought about something which can be useful and which can make our work, make our life easier, CREODIAS is the answer for our needs. I would say that this is a very good environment for a general use of the data sets. It's a data repository and cloud platform. It also brings processing to the data, because when you're entering the CREODIAS, you have access to the data sets, and also you have access to cloud environment. So you don't need to go to different sources, because everything you have in one place and you can make a use of it. So what is actually CREODIAS and how CREODIAS is actually built? So CREODIAS is an Earth observation data repository and catalog. Here you have access to public collections, you have access to cache private collections, different data search options, and you can have access through different, you can have different types of data access, such as NFS, S3, HTTP, OGC services, and so on. So data repository is one thing. Then we go to infrastructure as a service, so cloud services, which are brought to you by us. So computing, data processing, virtual network, object storage, block storage, and also backup. So backup service is a very important thing for us, because it happens a lot probably to you that sometimes you just lost your data sets because the server broke down or something happened to your laptop. But here on the cloud platform, data are saved because we provide backups. So there is no possibility that your data will be lost. And then, though, on CREODIAS, you have access to different user tools. So first of all, CREODIAS browser, CREODIAS Finder, where you can search for the data and you can also download the data sets. There is CREODIAS portal with a cloud dashboard. So this is a very useful thing to create, to launch your virtual machine and to manage your virtual resources. If only you are using some programming languages, such as Python, R, you can use CREODIAS Jupyter notebooks. They are open, you can use them for free, and you can prepare your own scripts there. And also through Jupyter Notebook, you have direct access to Earth observation data repository. Then also on CREODIAS, you can find third-party applications. So in general, this is the CREODIAS platform. So how does the architecture of CREODIAS looks like? So we see that there is CREODIAS portal, user tools such as Finder and browser, and also CREODIAS dashboard. You can see that also data repository is grouped into different types, such as public collections, cache, private collections. And then what was already said, different types of search and different types of access. And this, I would say, core element of CREODIAS infrastructure as a service. So you can store your data, you can process your data, you can create different sizes of virtual machines, which will be actually tailored to your needs, tailored to the needs of your project. So when talking about virtual machines on CREODIAS platform, we have actually different flavors of virtual machines. So starting from small virtual machines, which has just the really basic numbers of virtual cores, RAM, and limited actually storage, to very big ones. So also depending what are the requirements for your processing, what are the requirements for the cloud computing, for the computing of your data sets. So here you can create your virtual machine just combining different elements and different sizes of core, RAM, and storage. What is also important that from all of the virtual machine you have access to Earth observation data repository. You can create virtual machines with different operating systems. So of course we have Linux, we have Windows, we have OSGeo Live. And also a very important thing that some of our machines, some of our virtual machines has already installed software, such as for example ArcGIS. So if only you are using different spatial data sets, Earth observation data sets, vector layers, and so on, you can directly process them on a virtual machine with software installed. So ArcGIS, QGIS, and also Snap software is already there, so you can simply enter the virtual machine and start using the software preferred by you. Then also showing you more, let's say, advanced virtual machines, we have dedicated servers. So here you can see that in comparison to the first slide of the virtual machine, we have big numbers of virtual cores, RAM, and SSD disk. So such as 40 cores and really big sizes of local storage. So also here on our virtual machines, you can add different types of storage. So we have volume storage, we have object storage. So also depending what type of the storage you need and what type of the storage will be useful and most efficient for you, for your work. So very short introduction to our virtual machines. In the next step, I will show you how to create such a virtual machine. But then I would like to focus now on available data collections, because this is really important thing, which is available in our cloud platform. So first of all, we have data sets coming from the Copernicus program. So all of the data sets coming from Sentinel mission, Landsat mission, and also from other satellite missions. We have access to Copernicus services, and also we have access to very high resolution commercial imagery. We are a distributor, we are cooperating with different satellite operators as CG Satellite, KGC from Kazakhstan, SIAS system, Airbus, and Maxar. Also, as you know, those satellites provide us different satellite imagery with different resolution, with different bands. So as well, depending on your needs, you can have access to all of the data sets which you prefer. Just a few more words about Copernicus data sets which are available on our platform. So Sentinel-1 datasets, so from the radar satellite, are available. So here you can see that we have full archive of the Sentinel-1A and Sentinel-1B. Just directly, the datasets which are acquired by satellites, they are straight away almost on our CREODIAS platform. So whenever the Sentinel satellite is right above our head and it's collecting the datasets, then the datasets will come up almost immediately to our cloud repository. So then very popular Sentinel-2 datasets, they are also available, and we have also full archive and full archive for Europe. Some of the datasets which are not from the which are not covered here, they are in the orderable status. So whenever you see some data sets not from the Europe, you can order them, and they will land in your let's say bucket, and then you can just download them later. Then we have also datasets from Sentinel 3, of course Sentinel 5P, and also Sentinel 6. Sentinel 6 datasets, they are not yet available on our EO browser, but they are available on our virtual machines. So also you have access to them. Then datasets from satellite Landsat 5, Landsat 7, Landsat 8, then NVSat SMOS, and also MODIS Terra and Aqua satellite. Okay, then you have access to CREODIAS services. So atmosphere, emergency, land, and marine service. So those services are accessible from the virtual machines and accessible over the S3 and NFS protocol. So you can access them on the virtual machine, but you can also access them from your computer, so remotely. Then the other additional data sets, such as digital elevation model, they are coming. Digital elevation model is coming as different products. So MapZen, SRTM, EUDEM, Copernicus DEM. So all of them are available, and you can make a good use of them. Then we have data sets from the altimeter satellite, which is JSON-free. So that was actually the precursor of Sentinel-6 satellite. Then we have also available product, which is S2GLC. This is Sentinel-2 Global Land Cover product. So this is actually the classification of Sentinel-2 datasets coming from 2017, and it was produced by Space Research Center. And this product will be updated, and it will be available soon also on CREODIAS Platform. So if you are looking for updated classification of Sentinel-2 Global Land Cover, so stay with us and check whenever it's available. So then, those were actually Copernicus datasets, which are available for everyone and completely for free. So all of us have access to those datasets, and you can download them. You can also use them on the cloud platform. But now, just a few more words about very high resolution commercial datasets. So actually, those datasets are available not for free because commercial datasets. So you can order those datasets by your area of interest. You can order those datasets through us, and that kind of data which are available are optical datasets and also radar datasets, such as from satellite Jilin-1, so Chinese satellite, Eostat, and also ComSat satellite. So as you can see, those satellite has different revisit time and also different spatial resolution. As Sentinel datasets, they are in general in the resolution of 10, 20, and 60 meter. So here we have better resolution, such as even centimeters. So those are the satellites which are provided here by us. And also, actually, we have signed recently contracts with Airbus for their datasets, and also with Maxar. So those are probably well-known satellite providers by you. So here, as we can see, Airbus offers us satellite imagery from the Pleiades, Vision 1, Spot, and also other datasets, which are not actually visible here, but they are in our offer. So now you can see that, for example, satellite Pleiades 1A, 1B is acquiring imagery in also much higher resolution, so 50 centimeter in panchromatic and also 2 meter in multispectral. And also revisit cycle. This is the satellite is much often at the same place, so twice a day at the same place of the globe. and also Spot is daily visiting the same place. So those kind of satellites are very useful, for example, for emergency management issues. So like a couple of days ago, there was eruption of the volcano. So that kind of satellites which are moving around the globe, very often they can just acquire the imagery of the same place very often, and we can see changes very, very quickly. I would like to highlight that our Earth observation repository of CREODIAS has exceeded the number of 26 petabytes. So this is really enormous repository. You can see this is kind of this is a screenshot of our let's say summary of our dataset in our repository, which are in total, which are processed, which are in progress, and so on. So that kind of summary you can find on CREODIAS website. So please visit the website and take a look on the datasets which are available and which you can make a use of it. If only you need more information on our data offer and also about the Sentinel datasets, please visit the website and you can find very detailed information about the datasets. Okay, so here I have prepared just very useful information, what you need to know about the CREODIAS platform. So first of all, CREODIAS offers completely free access for everyone. So if only you would like to use CREODIAS platform, if only you would like to use Sentinel datasets, Copernicus datasets, you have to register yourself to our CREODIAS.eu website, to our portal. So in general, registration is for free. So you don't need to pay anything to use the platform, to use user tools, and to use the datasets. So you have really free and immediate access to all of the gathered datasets. And also you can download the Copernicus imagery completely for free. Because here on CREODIAS platform, we can distinguish two groups of users. So users who are using only our portal and our user tools. So they are searching for the datasets and they are downloading the datasets to their own computers. And then there is the second group of users which are using the cloud environment. So they are not downloading the data locally, but they are searching for the datasets and using them in the cloud platform. So first creating the virtual machine and then accessing the datasets and just working on those datasets in the cloud. So if you would prefer to use the second way, to use the cloud environment, this is something you have to pay for it. So cloud computing and storage services are paid. So when we want to use virtual machine, we can use the virtual machine per hour. So then we pay per usage hourly, or we can use a virtual machine based on fixed term contracts. So monthly, half year, or annually. So of course, as it's not a surprise, the prices are much lower when you will just sign the contract for much longer time. And then we have also something which is really great, I would say, processing as a service. Because you know that, for example, to pre-process datasets from Sentinel-1 satellite, so radar datasets, or even Sentinel-2 satellite datasets, sometimes pre-processing, processing, and just preparing the datasets is really time-consuming. And for example, when we have just limited time for our project, we would prefer that kind of pre-processing, filtrating, and so on would be done fast. We offer that kind of services. So you can order that kind of processing, which will be done on CREODIAS platform automatically on our site. So those are also, and this is also paid service. And then at least the last, I would say, paid access to very high resolution imagery. But as we would like to, we would like you to try our platform, we offer you testing credits, which are 150 euro free credits. So if only you would like to launch virtual machine and try our services, try cloud computing, and try storage on CREODIAS platform, you can order that kind of testing, let's say, period on CREODIAS. So you can ask us for 150 euro and use CREODIAS cloud services. So of course, when you will go to CREODIAS.eu, you can find all of the information you need and the steps you have to follow to order 150 euro free credits for the testing. Okay, I see that we are running. Let's go now to CREODIAS tools. So first of all, when you enter CREODIAS portal, you can have access to different tools, which are EO Browser and EO Finder, so the tools for data search and data download. Also Cloud Dashboard, so the dashboard to manage your resources, virtual machines, and also storage. Different third-party applications. For example, we offer their S2Scenes application, which is visualizing in 2D and 3D different data sets from Sentinel 2. And also we give access to Jupyter Notebook, so you can prepare your own scripts in this environment in Python, R, Julia, and also different other languages. And also before I mentioned about our processing as a service, which are available on CREODIAS. So what kind of services we have here? So there is Sentinel-1 terrain corrected backscatter. There is Sentinel-1 interferometric coherence. There is also Sentinel-1 cloud optimized geotiff. Sentinel-2 surface left reflectance with Send-to-Core processor, and also Sentinel-2 resolution enhancer. So actually Sentinel-2 resolution enhancer is our latest, the newest processor, which we are really, I would say, proud of. And we think that this, I would say, all of the processors are very useful for work and for conducting projects. But resolution enhancer gives us something interesting. So what is actually resolution enhancer? Let's have a look at this Sentinel-2A resolution. This is just a sample acquired by Sentinel-2 over the Germany. So this is the Sentinel-2 in the resolution of 10 meter. And our Sentinel enhancer gives us much better resolution of 2.5 meter. So coming from the 10 meter to 2.5 meter gives us much wider field to work with the data sets. Because as you can compare 10 meter to 2.5 meter, it's much better. So I would say that now we don't need to buy very high resolution imagery, but you can just order the Sentinel enhancer processor. So it looks very nice, and this is very useful. So this is kind of super resolution of Sentinel-2. So then coming to the use case section. The users of CREODIAS, they are conducting their projects on our platform. So most of the projects are financed by European Space Agency, by National Centers for Research and Development, and also recently many users are coming to us with Horizon 2020 projects. So this is really, really good that we can also participate in that kind of projects. So if only you are thinking of applying to some ESA or Horizon projects, and you need to have access to Earth observation data, and you need to have access to cloud platform, please come to us. We are ready to take part also in writing proposal and in conducting that kind of projects. Here I would like to spend just a few slides on telling you what kind of projects has been already developed on our CREODIAS platform. So Sen4CAP, it started as a project, but now it's actually the software dedicated for agriculture, for monitoring the agriculture, for taking a closer look what's on Earth and what, for example, crop type do we have. Based on the Sentinel-1 and Sentinel-2 datasets, Sen4CAP software allows us to produce different products, to generate different products, such as cultivated crop type map, grassland mowing product, vegetation status indicator, and also agricultural practices monitoring products. So this is not all of it, because this is powerful software, which is actually widely, I would say worldwide used by, for example, paying agencies, by different agricultural institutes, organizations, and also by commercial companies. So actually we have customers from different regions and different countries, which are using Sen4CAP software as a service online. I have already mentioned at the beginning about S2GLC product, so the classification, which was also first as a ESA project, and it was prepared on CREODIAS platform. So generally on the virtual environment, the datasets from Sentinel-2 were classified, and then this is the product which can be accessed by you, which is accessible to everyone completely for free. And then we have the project also Eostat. This is the project which was actually done by Space Research Center and Institute of Geodesy and Cartography, so organizations from Poland. And it was dedicated, actually, it was done for the Central Statistical Office and paying agency. Taking a look at the Poland and the agricultural statistics, different classifications, different analyses were done on Sentinel-1, Sentinel-2 datasets to see what actually is the status of agricultural in Poland. So those are just a few examples. There is a much longer list of use cases and different products conducted on our platform. As you can see, a lot can be done here as in one just common environment. So before we will go to set up a virtual machine, I would like to just show you user tools in a very quick way. So I will just now move to CREODIAS platform. Okay, so this is CREODIAS.eu platform. So from this website, you can access different tools such as EO Browser, EO Finder, and also Cloud Dashboard, through which you can have access to your cloud resources. So first of all, if you would like to use Cloud Dashboard, or if we would like to use EO Finder, we have to be registered users. But if only you would like to use EO Browser, you don't need to be registered. EO Browser allows you to discover the data sets from different areas of the world. I will just go to EO Browser just to show you very quickly this application, how it looks like. So here we can just move the map to any place of the world we would like to see. Then we can go to this search field and to search for the data collection we are interested. So as you can see, here we have all of the Copernicus data sets which are available. So for example, Sentinel-2, Sentinel-3, S2GLC, and so on. Then we can indicate the cloud coverage. Of course, 100% wouldn't show as much, so as less as possible. Then we could just select the time range of the acquired imagery. I would say, for example, I would go, for example, here to the seaside of Poland, and then I would select time for example, to summer. So we could just see clearly, and there won't be much clouds. Okay, so then as we can see here, we got results. So all of the data sets which were acquired during that time, during that period, are listed here. So we can visualize them, we can take a closer look at them. So let's maybe see the first one. Let's visualize it. So, okay, this part is covered by the Sentinel-2 image. So we can see here the Sentinel-2 imagery displayed. Here in the visualization tab, you can also use different band combinations. So this one is true color, then we can go to false color, and then also we can visualize quickly normalized different vegetation index to show us where is the vegetation and what's the status of the vegetation. So different green shades show us vegetation. Also, you can, whenever you want, you can just add your pin. So it will be added as your favorite item. So you can collect different places here. So let's see what I have added here. I have added the Tog Island, which was actually cleared due to the volcano eruption. So this imagery came from Sentinel-2 satellite and acquired on 17th of January. Okay, so this is the browser. So browser allows us to search for the data, to visualize the data, and also it allows us to download the image. But this will be this imagery will be downloaded only as a screenshot, so not as the full Sentinel bands, but just a screenshot of what we see here now in the browser. Okay, so let's come back to the CREODIAS portal. And let's see very quickly EOFinder. Because EOFinder in general has almost the same functionality, let's say, as EO browser, functionality of EO browser, but it's extended functionality. Because here we have the search criteria, so we can indicate the place which are we looking for. We can indicate here observed time, published time. We can indicate position, cloud cover, of course, and through the Finder application, we can order products. We can order the products of our interest as by just choosing the processor we would like to order. So as I showed you on the presentation, so coherence, reflectance, backscatter, and also this resolution enhancer. So we can indicate here collection, so all of the data sets, also the Copernicus DEM, and we can visualize the data sets, for example, from Eostat satellite. But we can choose Sentinel-2 and then the detailed information, so platform, processing level, orbit number, mission take ID, and so on. We can also draw a polygon on this map to indicate the area of our interest. We can also upload the polygon or just use point selection. So whenever we would like to download the imagery, CREODIAS Finder is that kind of tool. So when we will just define the imagery we like, we can just simply download the imagery and this will be downloaded as a full Sentinel or Landsat, let's say, data set with all of the bands, with all of the with the full resolution. Okay, let's come back to CREODIAS Platform, and then from this point, I would like to show you how to launch your virtual machine. So first of all, I will log in myself, because without it, I won't be able to create a virtual machine. So now I'm logged in. So then from this tab, I choose Cloud Dashboard to enter the cloud dashboard to create and to manage my resources. Then we use here authenticate using OpenID, keystone credentials, also WKO elasticity, because we CloudFerro also our part is in WKO elasticity platform. So when we use OpenID Connect, we are using our username and password, which we use for CREODIAS platform. So then we connect, and very soon we will see the cloud dashboard. So from this step, we can see from this point, we can see a general overview what we have. So now I don't have any instance created, so I will just do it now. We see instances, we see vCPUs, we see RAM, we have floating IPs, security groups, volumes, volume storage, and so on. So to create virtual machine, we go to instances, and here we just click the launch instance button. Okay, so we will start from here, from the details of our virtual machine. We will just give it a name. So I will call it EOCloud. So then we go and click next here. So then in this step, we should indicate the source. So select boot source. So as you can see from this list, it can be image, instance snapshot, volume, volume snapshot. I will choose image. So here we have the available list of different operating systems. And as you can see, for example, very recently updated Windows 2019, for example, with ArcGIS already installed, Windows, OS Geo Live, CentOS, Ubuntu, and so on and so on. Ubuntu with QGIS, for example, and etc. I will choose Windows 2019 to create my virtual machine to be to this operating system to be working on my virtual machines. So I just simply add here by clicking this arrow up. Okay, so it was added, and then I will go to the next step. Next step is to choose the flavor of our virtual machine. So here we can see the different flavors. So different vCPUs, RAM, the storage which is available, and so on. So here we can see the full list from the minimum sizes, so very basic flavors, to also very big dedicated servers, such as, for example, this one. For the purpose of our, let's say, exercise, I will choose, for example, this one, so EO1 large virtual machines. So also by clicking this arrow up, I add this virtual machine, this flavor of virtual machine to my virtual machine, and then I click next. So the next point is to add networks, which will provide communication, which will be kind of communication channels for our instances. So here we should add private network to as a communication channel, and also we should choose EO data. So thanks to add this network, we will have access to Earth observation data repository. Okay, then we go to next step. So here in network ports, we don't need to provide any extra communication channels, so we will just move to security groups. Security groups, we need to select it if our virtual machine, if we want to see our virtual machine from outside. So we add this security group, so allow ping SSH, remote desktop. So we will be able to use virtual machine from remote desktop. So it's added. So this is all actually very quick steps, and our virtual machine can be now created. So we click launch instance. Okay, we should just wait a bit, wait for wait to see the status of the virtual machine. So we can see here, for example, we have IP address. So this is the IP address of our private network as a communication channel, and we also see the IP address of our connection to EO data. So then the next step is to associate floating IP. So from this tab, we choose associate floating IP. So from the list, we choose it. So as before, I was already using different IPs. I can select them, or I can select new IP. So I will use one of the IPs which I have already used. So I will use, for example, this one. This will be IP address through which I will connect, which will be actually signed to my virtual machine. And then I should choose the port to be associated. So here at this point, we cannot just add this EO data port because this is only for Earth observation data repository, but we need to choose this private network IP. So from the list, we choose this one. So 0.2 at the end. Okay, and then we click associate. It will be soon associated. Working. Okay, success. So then we should just go to console to open our virtual machine, and we need to change the administrator password. Okay. So the console, our virtual machine, is being opened. As you can see, it's connecting, working. Windows will start soon. Okay, so here the user password must be changed before signing in. So we will it's sometimes it's sometimes a bit just tricky here because here in this console we have two mouses. And yes, we have to finally click it here. So we create new password. So this will be password to our virtual machine. Okay. Okay, changing password. Okay, so password has been changed. Okay, thank you, virtual machine. And then we'll just simply close this one. So we just go to this point. Okay, and then I will just go to remote desktop and show you how to enter the virtual machine from the remote desktop. Okay, so then just move here. Okay, so here I'll just click connecting to remote desktop. Then I choose this connection, connect, then my password. Yes, we connect. Okay, and now you can see that I'm already accessing, okay, virtual machine, okay. Somehow it stopped, so I will just log again. Okay, so we are here. So then just quickly show you that from this virtual machine, from every virtual machine, we have access to the Earth observation data repository. So when we will go here, there should be shown the access to Earth observation repository. If not here, then we just simply have to quickly click this one, so mount EO data, and then come back, and now you can see that we have access to this repository from our virtual machine, so no need to go to different places to see the data and to download the data, because everything here is in one place. So quickly trying to open and to show you that all of the data sets are available. Okay, so here you can see the Copernicus services, NVSat, JSON, Landsat satellite data sets, and also Sentinel and SMOS. So everything is here and ready to be used by you. Okay, so virtual machine on CREODIAS cloud servers with the direct access to Earth observation data repository. Okay, I will just simply now disconnect. Okay, and come back to my presentation. Okay, so in a very fast way, I showed you how to set up our virtual machine. But whenever you will have any questions how to do it, just please go to our website or just write email to me, and I will be happy to assist you. So I would say that from this point, from my side, this is all. So thank you very much for listening to me, for joining our webinar. Of course, I invite you to test CREODIAS platform and to join our next webinars. And hopefully this webinar gave you a very quick, brief introduction, but gave you a closer look on our cloud-based CREODIAS platform. Thank you very much for attending the webinar. And if any question comes to your mind, please send me an email. Thank you very much.